Ever imagined unraveling the secrets of Mars? Alien life, hidden ruins, or NASA cover-ups? We're diving into the red planet's most mind-blowing mysteries. Stick around to the end, because the final secret will blow your mind. Mars is more than a red dot in the sky. It's an enigma that captivates scientists, dreamers, and even conspiracy theorists. From rovers scouring its surface to bold plans for colonization, the red planet holds secrets that challenge our wildest imaginations. Is there life hiding beneath its soil? Are rock formations the ruins of ancient civilizations? And what about claims that NASA's hiding the truth? In this video, we're plunging headfirst into 10 controversial mysteries that'll make you question everything. From clues of liquid water to massive volcanoes, each chapter uncovers a piece of the Martian puzzle. Ready for this journey? Let's kick off with the first mystery. The Curiosity rover, our tireless secret hunter, is exploring Gale Crater, a place on Mars that was once the bed of a massive lake. By drilling into the scarlet soil, it unearthed something that left scientists worldwide sleepless. Organic compounds, the building blocks of everything we consider alive. These carbon chains, found in surprising quantities, suggest Mars had, or still has, an active chemical cycle. Could these molecules be echoes of organisms that drifted in Martian oceans billions of years ago? Or are they just the result of geological processes, like volcanoes spewing gases or meteorites dumping cosmic material? NASA's cautious, noting these molecules can form without biology, perhaps through chemical reactions in heated rocks or cosmic impacts. But online the buzz is wild. Some swear they're fossils of microbes or even signs of something alive, lurking in underground reservoirs. Let's break it down. On Earth, organic compounds are the backbone of DNA, forests, even the sugar in your coffee. Finding them on Mars is like stumbling on a key to a galactic vault. Gale Crater, where Curiosity roams, is special. 3.5 billion years ago, it was a wet environment with sediments that could preserve traces of biology. These organic molecules, like methane and complex hydrocarbons, have survived the brutal radiation on Mars's surface, which is no small feat. And get this, Curiosity detected seasonal variations in these compounds, as if something's stirring the planet's chemistry. Are there active sources, perhaps in deep layers shielded from radiation? Picture Mars's past. It had rivers, lakes, maybe even a climate like early Earth. Could these molecules be relics of an ecosystem that thrived before the planet dried up? Or perhaps clues to microbes still surviving in underground pockets, safe from the harsh surface? On the flip side, they might just be remnants of carbon-rich meteorites that bombarded Mars long ago with no biological story. Astrobiology is ablaze with this discovery, as each molecule is a piece of the puzzle about how life might arise in the cosmos. Why are these molecules so well preserved? How did they form on such a hostile planet? Is Mars a living lab, showing us what Earth was billions of years ago? Or just a chemical graveyard teasing us with false hopes? And most crucially, what does this mean for our search for cosmic companions? Do you think these molecules are the signature of a Mars that once pulsed with life? Or just stardust playing with our curiosity? Drop your theory in the comments, because this is just the first spark of a cosmic blaze. Hold your breath, because we're diving into an enigma, how that defies logic and ignites the imagination. The face on Mars. In 1976, the Viking 1 probe was soaring over Cydonia when it captured an image that changed everything. A rock formation that, under the Martian sun, looked like a perfect human face, with eyes, nose, and mouth, as if staring into the void of space. And that's not all. Nearby, other formations resemble pyramids and aligned structures, like ruins of a city lost to time. Could these be relics of an advanced civilization that thrived on Mars millions of years ago? Or just a trick of shadows, fooling our eyes and fueling our dreams? NASA steps in with a rational explanation. It's pareidolia, that brain trick where we see familiar patterns like faces where none exist. They show newer images from probes like the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, with resolution so sharp the face looks like a worn hill, and the pyramids are rocks carved by wind and erosion. But here's the twist. Even with all the science, the fascination doesn't fade. Why? Let's dig in. Cydonia is a geologically fascinating region, with plains and hills shaped billions of years ago by liquid water and tectonic activity. These conditions created forms that, by sheer chance, seem organized. But the symmetry of some structures raises eyebrows. Why do they feel so intentional? Scientists explain that Mars erosion, with fierce winds and drastic climate shifts, can craft natural geometric shapes, like the perfect dunes in Earth's deserts. Yet, the face and pyramids sparked a cultural wave. Books, movies, even songs about Martian civilizations. In the 70s, headlines screamed about alien monuments, and today social media keeps the fire alive, with theories that NASA hides images or tweaks data to avoid panic. And there's more. Psychological studies show our brains are wired to recognize faces, an evolutionary skill for spotting friends or foes. But does that explain everything? Compared to Earth, formations like the Man in the Mountain in the US also look like faces, but are natural. Still, Cydonia's precision intrigues. What if for a split second these shapes aren't random? What if they're marks of a culture that built monuments to be seen from the sky, like Egypt's pyramids or Peru's Nazca lines? Or are we projecting our longing for intelligent life onto a planet that offers only rocks? The impact goes deeper. The face on Mars reshaped space exploration, inspiring missions to study Cydonia in detail and even influencing the search for alien technology. But why are we still obsessed? Is it because we crave answers about our place in the cosmos, or because Mars, with its secrets, forces us to face the unknown? What if Cydonia is more than erosion? What would that say about who we are and where we came from? Do you think these formations are just nature's trick, or does Mars hold traces of something we never imagined? Drop your theory in the comments, because this enigma is just starting to peel back its layers. Now, brace yourself for the ingredient that makes scientists' eyes light up: liquid water, the key to unlocking the secrets of life in the cosmos. Mars, now a frozen desert, holds clues to a wet past and maybe a surprising present. The question on everyone's mind is, where is Mars' liquid water hiding? Is it flowing beneath the surface, nurturing pockets of microbial life? Or just an echo of a planet that was once vibrant? Let's dive deep, because the discoveries here are mind-blowing. First, the facts. Scientists confirmed salty underground lakes, detected by the Mars Express probe's MARSIS radar, which peers kilometers below the crust. One such lake, beneath the South Polar Cap, spans 20 kilometers, with water so briny it stays liquid despite freezing temperatures. But it doesn't stop there. Ice deposits cover the polar caps and are scattered in craters and plains like relics of a Mars that once had oceans. And here's more. Crater slopes show dark streaks called recurring slope lineae that appear seasonally and hint at salty water flowing on the surface. Are these temporary rivers, or just damp sand fooling our instruments? NASA's cautious, saying these streaks might be caused by hydrated salts or dry landslides, but online, theories explode. Some believe the agency hides evidence of active rivers to dodge bigger questions. Let's get technical. Finding liquid water on Mars is tough, because the atmospheric pressure is so low that water evaporates quickly on the surface. But high salinity, like in the underground lake, lowers the freezing point, letting it persist. The Mars Express used radar waves to detect water-like reflections, while rovers like Curiosity analyze hydrated minerals, like clays, that only form in water's presence. Compared to Earth, subglacial lakes in Antarctica, like Lake Vostok, host microbes in extreme conditions. Could Mars have something similar? Billions of years ago, Mars had rivers, lakes, maybe even an ocean covering its northern hemisphere. Those waters vanished, but what remains might be hidden in underground reservoirs or frozen aquifers. Here's the game changer. If there's liquid water, it could be home to resilient microorganisms like Earth's extremophiles thriving in salty deserts. For astrobiology, this is pure gold. Liquid water is the #1 ingredient for life as we know it, but it's also practical. For future colonists, water means drinking, farming, even producing oxygen and fuel. The catch: accessing these reservoirs is a technological nightmare, requiring deep drilling on a hostile planet. And the theories: some claim NASA's already found active flows, but holds back to avoid complicating future missions. Is it true? Or is science just starting to crack this puzzle? Why is Mars' water so well hidden? Does it hold biological secrets in deep caverns? If we find microbes swimming in those underground lakes, what would that say about life's origins in the universe? Or is Mars's water just a sterile remnant, taunting us with empty promises? And thinking bigger, how will we use this water to turn Mars into a second home? Do you think Mars's liquid water is the gateway to life, or just an echo of a dead past? Drop your theory in the comments, because this secret is soaking our curiosity. Now buckle up, because we're plunging into an enigma that's got scientists scratching their heads and the internet buzzing: Mars methane. This gas, detected by the Curiosity rover in Gale Crater, is like a cosmic riddle no one can solve. Could it be the signature of Martian microbes hiding underground, leaking traces of their existence? Or just the sigh of a geologically restless planet? With every new methane spike, the question burns hotter: what's going on with the red planet? Let's unpack this story, because the details are spine-chilling. First, what we know. Curiosity, with its cutting-edge instruments, caught methane spikes in Mars's atmosphere, sometimes 10 times above normal, but these spikes come and go, as if something's releasing them seasonally. On Earth, methane is a big deal. 90% comes from biological processes, like microbes in swamps, cows digesting grass, or even worms in soil. The rest? Geological sources like volcanoes or hot springs. On Mars, finding this gas is like stumbling on a hot clue in a cold case. But here's the mystery. Mars has no cows, and its volcanoes seem dormant for eons. So where's the methane coming from? NASA explores two possibilities. It could be geological, with mineral-rich rocks, like olivine, reacting with underground water to release methane, or even ancient gas pockets trapped under permafrost escaping through cracks. But the biological hypothesis gets hearts racing. What if microbes, living in caverns or deep aquifers, are producing this gas, like extremophiles we find in Earth's mines? Let's get technical. Curiosity uses a laser spectrometer to detect methane, measuring how light is absorbed by the gas in the atmosphere. The data shows seasonal variations, with more methane in the Martian summer, suggesting heat or pressure changes might release it from underground sources. The Trace Gas Orbiter from ESA also hunts methane from space, but curiously detects much lower levels, creating a puzzle. Why does methane show up in one place and vanish in another? Is it destroyed quickly by solar radiation? Or are we looking in the wrong spots? Compared to Earth, swamps like the Everglades release methane through microbial action, while volcanoes like Yellowstone spew it through pure chemistry. On Mars, Gale Crater, where Curiosity roams, is a geological hotspot with traces of ancient water and minerals that could generate methane. But the variability of the spikes is puzzling. If it were just geology, we'd expect a steadier pattern. If it's life, how would those organisms survive such a harsh environment? Astrobiology is buzzing because methane is a beacon in the search for extraterrestrial life. And there's more. Online, jokes about alien farts are just the tip of the iceberg. Some theorize NASA downplays the data to avoid speculation about life. Really? Or is science just scratching the surface of a bigger secret? The impact is huge. Confirming a biological source would change everything, proving life can arise on other worlds. But a geological origin is also fascinating, showing Mars still pulses with inner activity. Why does methane appear and vanish like a ghost? Are deep caverns hiding microbial colonies, or is it just the planet exhaling ancient gases? If we find the source, what will it reveal about Mars' history and our own? How does this gas survive the surface's brutal radiation? And, thinking big, is methane the key to knowing if we're alone in the universe? Do you think these spikes are the breath of Martian life, or just the grumble of a sleeping planet? Drop your theory in the comments because this mystery smells like something huge. Now brace yourself for a slippery slope where facts and theories mix like Martian dust in a storm. Is NASA hiding secrets about Mars? This question, echoing in forums, social media, and even bar chats, is a magnet for human curiosity. Does the space agency know more than it's letting on? Maybe about fossils, ruins, or even alien life? Or are these accusations just echoes of old distrust, amplified by our thirst for cosmic answers? Let's tread carefully into this mystery, because the details are as intriguing as they are controversial. First, some context. NASA, from the Viking missions in the 70s to modern rovers like Curiosity and Perseverance, has collected a mountain of Mars data. Images, chemical analyses, even sounds from the planet. The agency claims it's all public. Raw photos, scientific reports, and real-time tweets shared with the world. But even with this transparency, conspiracy theories thrive. Why? It started with incidents that sparked doubt. The face on Mars, in 1976 for instance, was released with little comment, leaving room for speculation about alien monuments, or rover images showing odd rocks. Some look like tools, statues, or even bones according to enthusiasts. And there's more. Technical glitches, like the Mars Observer probe losing contact in 1993 before orbiting, fueled ideas of sabotage or censorship. Online viral posts claim NASA blurs images or delays explosive discoveries, like fossils or active water flows. But let's get to the facts. NASA operates under rigorous scientific processes. Rover data undergoes checks, analyses, and reviews before publication, which can take weeks or months. Raw images available online sometimes look strange because they're unadjusted for light or color, leading laypeople to see things that aren't there. Compared to other fields, science has always been slow to confirm discoveries. Think how long it took to accept Earth isn't flat. NASA also collaborates internationally, like with ESA, making large-scale secrets unlikely. But here's the game changer. Distrust runs deeper. During the Cold War, agencies like NASA faced military pressure, and classified documents from Apollo or Area 51 still fuel myths. Incidents like delays in releasing certain Mars images or tweaks to photos for clarity get interpreted as manipulation. And there's the psychological angle. Our brains love conspiracy stories because they make sense of a chaotic universe. But is there fire behind this smoke? Some theories suggest NASA might hold back sensitive data to avoid public panic or protect political interests. Imagine the fallout of confirming alien life. On the other hand, scientists argue the agency gains more from transparency. As historic discoveries secure funding and prestige, the cultural impact is undeniable. These theories inspire movies, books, and even boost interest in space exploration, but they also sow distrust in science. So why do these ideas persist? Has NASA really found something too big to reveal? Or are we projecting our fears and hopes onto a planet that guards its secrets jealously? If there's a grain of truth, what could they be hiding? Fossils, alien tech, or something we can't even imagine? How do we distinguish healthy skepticism from paranoia? And thinking broader, what does our obsession with conspiracies say about our search for meaning in the cosmos? Do you think NASA's playing it straight, or are there locked files with Martian secrets? Drop your theory in the comments, because this mystery is a Pandora's box that won't close. Now hold your breath, because we're embarking on a journey straight out of a sci-fi blockbuster, colonizing Mars. Visionaries like Elon Musk swear humans will set foot on the red planet and build cities there, turning Mars into a backup plan for humanity. But is this dream truly possible, or are we chasing a nightmare disguised as utopia? What awaits us on such a hostile planet, and what does this reveal about our future as a species? Let's dive into this enigma, because the details are as fascinating as they are daunting. First, the plan. Companies like SpaceX are developing reusable rockets like Starship, capable of carrying dozens of people and tons of cargo to Mars. The goal is self-sustaining bases with pressurized domes, hydroponic farms, and even underground tunnels to shield colonists from radiation. But here's the big catch. Mars isn't a space resort. Its atmosphere is 96% carbon dioxide. With pressure so low, humans would need spacesuits outside bases at all times. The average temperature is 60 C, and dust storms can last months, burying solar panels and threatening equipment. Then there's radiation. Without a strong magnetic field like Earth's, Mars is bombarded by cosmic rays that can cause cancer or genetic damage over time. How do we overcome these hurdles? Science is racing against the clock. 3D printers could use Martian soil to build shelters, while chemical reactors might extract water from ice deposits for drinking, farming, or producing oxygen and fuel. But every solution brings new challenges. For instance, underground water is hard to reach, requiring deep drilling in frozen soils. And food? Growing crops in Martian soil laced with toxic salts demands advanced purification techniques. Compared to Earth, Antarctic stations like Amundsen Scott face isolation and extreme cold, but still have oxygen and regular supplies. On Mars, everything would need to be local. Then there's the ethical side. Colonizing Mars raises thorny questions. Who gets to go? Just the rich? What if we contaminate Mars with Earth microbes, wiping out native life forms before we discover them? Or worse, what if colonists, isolated and stressed, face psychological crises or conflicts? Studies show long space missions, like on the International Space Station, already test human sanity. Imagine years on Mars with no easy rescue. And the cultural impact. Colonizing another planet could unite humanity in an epic mission, but risks creating inequalities with elite colonies or resource disputes. Online, the debate rages. Some see Mars as our salvation from Earth's disasters, like climate change. Others call it a distraction, saying we should save our planet first. And here's the twist. What if Mars once had life, and our arrival erases its last traces? Or crazier still, what if we find something there that changes everything? Ruins, microbes, or something we can't even dream of? Why are we so obsessed with colonizing Mars? Is it survival instinct or just human arrogance, aiming to conquer another world? How will we live on a planet that seems to reject us at every turn? And if we succeed, what will that say about who we are? Fearless explorers or reckless invaders? Do you think Mars will be our new home or a dream that crumbles like dust in the wind? Drop your theory in the comments, because this future is closer than we think, and every step is a leap into the unknown. Get ready to feel Mars' fury, because we're facing one of its most relentless secrets: dust storms. These forces of nature, capable of engulfing the entire planet for months, are more than a red spectacle in the sky. They're a deadly challenge for rovers, probes, and one day, colonists. Can we survive a planet that seems determined to sweep us away with its dust? Or do these storms hide clues about Mars's past and future? Let's plunge into this whirlwind of mystery, because the details are mind-blowing. First, the scene. Mars is famous for its dust storms, which can grow from small regional clouds to global monsters, blanketing the planet and blocking sunlight. In 2018, one such storm silenced the Opportunity rover, which relied on solar panels for power, leaving it mute after 15 years of service. These storms aren't just an inconvenience, they're a real threat. But what causes them? Mars's atmosphere, though thin, is dynamic. Strong winds, driven by temperature differences between lit and shadowed regions, lift dust particles so fine they float for weeks or months. These particles, rich in iron oxides, give Mars its red hue and create a veil that can reduce visibility to near zero. Compared to Earth, sandstorms in the Sahara or Gobi Desert are intense, but Mars's lower gravity and thin atmosphere make its storms last longer and cover vastly larger areas. Winds can hit 100 km/h, carrying dust to altitudes of 60 kilometers. For space missions, the impact is brutal. Dust coats solar panels, cutting power, and can damage delicate equipment like sensors or cameras. Opportunity was a victim, but even nuclear-powered rovers like Curiosity face risks, as dust can clog mechanisms. For future colonists, the scenario is scarier. Imagine a colony reliant on solar power suddenly plunged into darkness for months. How do you maintain life support Systems like oxygen and heating, in an environment where dust seeps into everything? Science is hunting solutions. Habitats with thermal shields or aerodynamic shapes could withstand winds, while cleaning systems like air jets or vibrations could keep solar panels functional. Another idea is using nuclear or geothermal energy to reduce solar dependence, but every solution is a technological challenge, requiring tests on a planet with no room for error. And there's more. Storms can reveal secrets. Dust carries minerals that tell Mars' geological story, and its movement exposes soil layers for rovers to analyze. Are these storms echoes of a more active Mars, with a dynamic climate that supported water or life? Or just the roar of a planet refusing to be tamed? Online, the fascination is palpable. Some envision colonists battling storms like heroes in a space epic, while others fear they'll make colonization impossible. And here's the twist. What if these storms, with their violence, are guarding buried secrets like fossils or water deposits that we'll only uncover by facing them? Or worse, what if our presence on Mars intensifies these storms, disrupting the planet's balance? Why does Mars unleash such relentless forces? Are they a warning, a test, or just the cosmos' indifferent nature? How will we survive a planet that challenges us with every gust? And thinking broader, what do these storms say about our resolve to conquer the unknown? Do you think we can overcome Mars's dust storm fury, or will they be our greatest obstacle? Drop your theory in the comments, because this dust whirlwind is spinning around a bigger mystery. Now prepare to climb the solar system's greatest giant, Olympus Mons, a volcano so colossal it makes Earth's mountains look like hills. At 22 kilometers high, and with a base the size of a country, this Martian monster dominates the red planet's landscape. But here's the question haunting scientists. Are Olympus Mons and Mars' other volcanoes still active, ready to spew lava and reshape everything we know about the planet? Or are they just relics of a fiery past, forever dormant? Let's dive into this volcanic mystery, because the details are as explosive as they are intriguing. First, the scene. Mars hosts some of the largest known volcanoes, all clustered in the Tharsis region, a plateau like a geological scar. Olympus Mons, the king, is 3 times taller than Everest and has a crater wide enough to swallow a city. Formed billions of years ago, it grew massive due to Mars's low gravity and lack of tectonic plates, letting lava pile up in one spot for eons. But what really stirs scientists is the chance of recent activity. In 2018, the InSight probe, armed with an ultra-sensitive seismometer, detected tremors on Mars called Marsquakes, some originating near volcanic regions like Cerberus Fossae. These quakes suggest Mars' interior is still active, with magma or fluids moving beneath the crust. Are Olympus Mons or neighbors like Arsia Mons just napping, ready to wake? Let's get to the facts. Orbital images show lava flows on Mars that look young, less than 100 million years old, a blink in geological time. Some Arsia Mons craters have deposits that might be recent ash, and lava tubes formed by collapsed tunnels have been found near these volcanoes. These tubes are fascinating. Shielded from radiation, they could hold liquid water or even microbes like volcanic environments on Earth, such as Hawaii's caves. Compared to our planet, volcanoes like Mauna Loa or Yellowstone still shape landscapes and release gases that affect climate. On Mars, ancient volcanism spewed carbon dioxide and water vapor, creating a warmer, wetter climate that may have supported lakes or life. If these volcanoes are still active, even on a small scale, they could be releasing gases like the methane Curiosity detected, or heating underground water reservoirs. For colonization, this is a double-edged sword. Volcanic geothermal energy could power bases, but eruptions or quakes would be a nightmare for habitats. Science is racing. Future missions plan to study these regions with drones or rovers for signs of heat or volcanic gases. But here's the twist. What if Olympus Mons is just biding its time, storing energy for an eruption that could transform Mars before our eyes? Or, crazier still, what if those lava tubes hide secrets, fossils, microbes, or traces of something we can't imagine? Online, the fascination is contagious. Some dream of colonies tapping volcanic energy, while others fear Mars has explosive surprises. Why are these volcanoes so quiet yet seem to pulse with life? Is Mars a living planet with a magma heart beating beneath its crust? How did these giants shape the planet's past, and what can they reveal about life's potential? And thinking broader, what does it mean to explore a world that might still roar with volcanic fury? Do you think Olympus Mons is dormant forever, or just waiting for its moment? Drop your theory in the comments, because this volcano is simmering with mysteries that could ignite our future. Now brace yourself for a journey across space and time, linking two of humanity's greatest feats in a mind-blowing enigma. Does the Apollo program, which put humans on the moon, hide secrets tied to Mars? This theory, straight out of a sci-fi thriller, suggests NASA astronauts found evidence of alien technology, or even clues about the red planet, and kept it from the public. Is it just a fantasy born from the space race frenzy, or is there a grain of truth buried in NASA's archives? Let's dive into this cosmic mystery, because the details are as intriguing as they are unsettling. First, some context. Between 1969 and 1972, the Apollo program landed 12 astronauts on the moon, a milestone that reshaped our view of the universe. But during the Cold War, space exploration was more than science. It was a prestige battle between the US and Soviet Union. NASA operated under military pressure and secrets were common. In this climate of distrust, theories emerged that Apollo missions found more than lunar rocks. Some enthusiasts point to Apollo 15 and 17 photos, where odd shapes, towers, domes, or even ships appear in dark corners of the lunar terrain. These images, available in NASA's archives, are grainy, and scientists say they're just rocks or lighting effects. But for conspiracists, they're proof of artificial structures. And here's where Mars comes in. Some believe these lunar structures parallel Martian formations, like Sidonia's face on Mars, captured in 1976 by the Viking probe. Did astronauts see something on the moon that hinted at a red planet connection? Let's get to the facts. NASA collected 382 kilos of lunar rocks, analyzed by scientists worldwide, with no official evidence of alien technology. But declassified. Documents like US Air Force UFO reports show the government monitored odd phenomena during the Apollo era. A famous case is Apollo 11's Buzz Aldrin, who reported unidentified lights during the moon trip, though he later said they were likely reflections or debris. Another hotspot is Apollo 17, where astronaut Eugene Cernan described curious geological formations on the lunar surface. To science, they're just craters or hills, but online, these stories fuel theories that NASA found ruins or artifacts linked to an ancient civilization, perhaps shared between the Moon and Mars. Compared to Mars, Sidonia's face and other formations sparked similar ideas in the 70s, suggesting NASA knew something before even exploring the Red Planet. The cultural impact is massive. Books like Somebody Else is on the Moon from 1976 and sci-fi films amplified these ideas, while modern posts on X keep the debate alive, claiming NASA censors images or tweaks data to avoid global panic. But here's the game changer. Why do these theories persist even without solid proof? Part of it is psychology. Our brains crave patterns and stories, especially about the unknown. The Cold War's secretive climate created fertile ground for distrust. Plus, real incidents like lost probe signals or delayed image releases feed speculation. On the other hand, NASA's been transparent with Apollo data and lunar rocks, are studied today with no extraordinary findings. But what if for a moment there's more? What if astronauts amid lunar dust stumbled on traces pointing to Mars? Maybe technology, ruins, or something that defied the era's science? Or are these theories just echoes of our desire to find life beyond Earth, projected onto grainy photos and vague reports? The impact goes further. These ideas inspired the search for extraterrestrial life, but also sowed distrust in science. Why are we obsessed with these connections? Do the Moon and Mars share a cosmic secret hidden in plain sight? How do we separate healthy skepticism from paranoia? And thinking bigger, what do these theories say about our need for answers in a vast universe? Do you think Apollo found something game-changing for Mars? Or is it all just lunar dust in our imagination? Drop your theory in the comments because this mystery is an orbit full of unanswered questions. We've reached the climax of our mystery. The question that echoes through centuries and sets hearts racing. What if we find alien life on Mars? Not little green men or shiny ships, but something small yet monumental. Microbes, fossils, or maybe something alive, hiding in the red planet's depths. Are we on the verge of the greatest discovery in history? One that'll redefine who we are in the universe? Or does Mars hold only echoes of a sterile past, challenging us with promises that never materialize? Let's dive into this final enigma, because the details are mind-blowing and will leave you pondering for days. First, the scene. Mars was once a wet world, with rivers, lakes, and maybe oceans 3.5 billion years ago, perfect conditions for life as we know it. Today, the Perseverance rover is exploring Jezero Crater, a former giant lake with sediments that could preserve microbial fossils. This rover, equipped with tools like Sherlock, is hunting for organic compounds and minerals that scream life, or at least its potential. Remember Curiosity? It already found organic molecules and methane spikes in Gale Crater, clues suggesting a chemically active Mars. But here's the big if. Are these clues biological, or just the result of geological processes like volcanoes or chemical reactions? Let's get to the facts. On Earth, microbes thrive in places that seem impossible. The Atacama Desert, the driest spot on the planet, or Yellowstone's acidic hot springs. These extremophiles show life is stubborn, surviving brutal conditions. On Mars, intense radiation and surface water scarcity are hurdles, but underground caverns, salty lakes, or shielded aquifers could be oases for microbes. Jezero Crater is an astrobiological goldmine. Its clays and carbonates are like time capsules, able to preserve life's traces for billions of years. Perseverance is collecting samples to be returned to Earth by the Mars Sample Return mission, planned for the next decade. If those rocks hold microbial fossils, or dare we say something alive, it'd be like finding a second Genesis. But it's not just about microbes. Curiosity's methane, appearing and vanishing seasonally, is a beacon. On Earth, 90% of methane comes from biological processes. Could Mars's methane come from microbial colonies in deep reservoirs? Or is it just the planet exhaling gases from dormant volcanoes like Olympus Mons? Science is on a tightrope. The trace gas orbiter found less methane than expected, suggesting it might be destroyed quickly or confined to local pockets. Every clue is a piece of a cosmic puzzle. The impact of finding life would be monumental. It'd prove life isn't a one-off Earth fluke, but something common in the universe. Imagine what that'd do to science, philosophy, even religion. But there's a risk. What if we find only fossils, proof of a Mars that was alive but is now a graveyard? Or worse, what if our movie-fueled expectations of aliens leave us disappointed with mere microbes? Online, the debate's hot. Some dream of ancient Martian cities, while others bet on active microbial colonies. And here's the twist. What if Mars's life is related to ours, perhaps carried by meteorites traveling between planets billions of years ago? Or wilder still, what if we're the descendants of Martians with life starting there before reaching Earth? Astrobiology is racing. Future missions plan to drill Mars's subsurface, explore lava tubes, and analyze samples with high-powered microscopes. But every step raises questions. Why? If life existed, didn't it evolve beyond microbes? How would it survive radiation and cold? And thinking broader, what does searching for life on a planet that challenges us at every turn mean? Is Mars a mirror of our past, showing how life arose on Earth? Or a warning of what could happen if our planet loses its habitability? Do you think we'll find living microbes, fossils, or just sterile dust? Drop your theory in the comments, because this mystery is the key to knowing if we're alone in the cosmos, or if Mars holds a revelation that'll change everything. Wow, what a journey through the red planet. From organic compounds whispering, hints of a living past to dust storms challenging our courage. Mars has led us through a maze of enigmas, blending science, dreams, and a dash of conspiracy. Each chapter, from the face on Mars to strange ties with the Apollo program, from giant volcanoes to the search for alien life, has pushed us to question what we know about the universe and our place in it. Mars isn't just a planet. It's a mirror reflecting our hopes, fears, and the insatiable curiosity that took us from Earth to the Moon and now calls us to the unknown. Are we on the brink of proving life once thrived there, or chasing shadows in a cosmic desert? And what does this reveal about us, who keep exploring despite countless obstacles? Perhaps the greatest mystery of Mars is what it shows about humanity. Are we fearless explorers, or just dreamers casting stories onto rocks and dust? One thing's clear: every discovery, every theory, brings us closer to answers that could change everything, or leave us with even more questions. So, which Mars? Mystery stuck with you the most? Do you believe we'll find life, ruins, or just more riddles? Drop your theory in the comments because we want to know what's spinning in your mind. We hope this video has been helpful to you. If you have anything to add or any video suggestions, please share them with us in the comments section. Like and share the video. Subscribe and follow us on our social media, whose links are in the description below. And remember, knowledge is an investment with inexhaustible returns.